Hey, what is up everyone? Coach Danny and Alex. In today's video, we're going to be talking about wrestling. So I'm going to be showing you guys all of the basic stances, movements, and motion, how to do some level changes, how to stalk, how to do some pivots. Check it out. All right, so the first thing we got to talk about is the stance in itself. Like everything starts with a foundation. So Alex is going to demonstrate here. So as we get into our basic stance, there's going to be two ways to place your feet, right? Let's work from the ground up. Number one is going to be a square position, square stance, meaning that your feet are going to be on the same line as such. All right, so this is more of a defensive stance, ready to sprawl. You want to have your hands out in front of you. And the other one is going to be the staggered stance, where we're going to have one foot staggered in front of the other, but making sure that both feet on the same line of our shoulders. All right, so you can have your left in front or you can have your right in front. All right, so it's good to practice all of the stances. Now, every time you get your stance, you always want to make sure you have good distance between your feet. You want to have your butt low. You want to have your back straight, not crouched over like this. And you want to have your head up, of course. And now you're going to have your elbows in. All right, so feet staggered in this case. Butt low, back straight, head up, and elbows in. All right, your hands are just in front of you. Now, if you look here on the side, you don't want to have your shoulders leaning too far in front of your knee. You want to have your shoulder just above your knee and your knee just above your feet. All right, just above your toes. All right, this is a good stance to start out. Right, of course, everything is going to start to dynamically change as you're starting to move, but this is a good starting point for you guys who are just starting out. So whether you're doing NOGI, Jiu-Jitsu, or wrestling, the wrestling stance is excellent for tournament fighting. Okay, so now we're going to start with some level changes. Every time we're in this stance, now I want Alex to show how we're going to level change. So from here, regular stance, and now level change down and freeze. See how low we're going to go? So the lower you can go, the better that shot is going to be, all right? Because you don't want to shoot diving in. You want to shoot in a straight line, all right? So we're going to do a few reps here. Basic stance, level change, boom. Basic stance, level change, boom. And one more time, level change, boom. And that's going to prepare you to always shoot at the proper angle, right? So you always want to bring your chest to your quadriceps. So notice how low he gets. Get the right lead. Notice how the stomach and the chest almost touches your quadricep. That's how low you want to go. So if I'm his opponent standing in front, he wants to get right at the same level as my waist and my quadricep. That's where he's going to shoot for a single leg or a double leg, for example. All right. Now with this, we're going to talk about circling. Of course, now you want to be able to move all the time. That's the motion. All right. In wrestling, they call it motion. So you don't want to be static. Okay. So if he starts to move, he's obviously not going to be moving on a diagonal manner. It's going to be more around his opponent. So it's going to be circling to his left or circling to his right. All right, so you can practice this with a lead, with the left lead, or you can practice this with the right lead, or even in a neutral stance, that square stance. All right, you always want to be in motion. So always keeping the basics of a crouch position, good athletic stance for wrestling, and that is going to be your motion. You're going to be circling around. Okay, so we talked about the level changes before you get your shots. All right, you're going to have your sprawls from the level change as well. You're going to have your circling movement. Now we're going to talk about stalking. So basically what stalking is always putting pressure towards your opponent. So if Alex is right here, what he wants to do is always stalk using that lead foot, always moving forward. All right, it's almost like feinting. He's going to put pressure always by stalking in. All right, so of course, if you do this, if you have the left lead, your left is always pushing forward. Your right foot is pushing the left. If you have your right lead, now your left is going to be driving your right foot forward. And if you have a squared stance, you can also work defensively, but even though you're square, you're always stalking like this. So what this does is always puts pressure onto your opponent. Now we're going to talk about defensive motions, all right? We're going to talk about the down block. So what is the down block? Basically, someone tries to catch a double leg or a single leg. You just want to take a step back with that lead leg and put your arm in front. That's called a down block, all right? So this is how we're going to practice this. He's going to be in motion. He's moving around. Down block, boom. Down block, boom. And if he has the other leg in front, he can down block with his right side as well. Down block, boom. Just take that step back and put your arm in front. Now, sometimes you can do a cross block. All right, so basically using the opposite hand for the opposite leg, cross blocking here, or use both arms to down block like this. All right, so basically just putting a barrier before the opponent catches that leg. So that is the down block motion. All right, next step, we're going to cover the down block, but I also want to be able to move out of there, right? So create more movement and motion. So now he's going to down block and now right away spin to the side. All right, so again, down block, boom, and go behind him. All right, so here, down block and spin. Again, down block and spin. Good. And the next thing we're going to cover is also fanking. So a while ago we talked about, always stalking. So stalking is putting the pressure. Now this time we're going to fake. So basically we could use our fakes with our hands, faking with our steps, faking with our head and shoulder. So basically what Alex is going to do is always fake that he's going to go for that shot and cause a reaction. He wants to get that reaction from his opponent, and sometimes he gets to get those clues, right? He's going to get some little clues of how his opponent's going to react by either down blocking or putting his hands as a post or even sprawling. So he's going to use these fakes, and every time we shadow wrestle, we use a lot of fakes into our shadow wrestling, and then we shoot. All right, continuing on, some defensive positions. All right, these are great for solo drills, by the way, guys. You should be always practicing this if you're a wrestler or you're training for mixed martial arts, or in our case, NOGI Jiu-Jitsu. These are great drills to practice all the time. All right, great warm-up drills. So now we're going to talk about our sprawl, but we're going to do almost like a half sprawl. It's called a knee sprawl. All right, so Alex is going to demo here. So as he's moving around, he's going to sprawl, and now maybe his opponent does a fake shot. He just sprawls to his knees. All right, almost like a double arm down block, and now sprawls down only onto his knees and gets a quick get up, right here, knee sprawl, boom, okay, very good. Now we're going to talk about the full sprawl. So now if we sprawl fully, he wants to bring his quadriceps all the way down and his hips, almost like you're closing the gate. All right, so we have a square sprawl right here, boom, both legs back, and sometimes we're going to do a sprawl with only one side like this, or you drop your left hip down, or on the opposite side, right hip is going to go down. All right, so now we're going to use the sprawl and spin. So watch how he sprawls, boom, and now turns right away to the opposite side. Again, sprawl and spin right away. One more, sprawl and spin. Very good. Okay, lastly, we're going to cover some more offensive techniques now. We're going to talk about shooting, all right? Everyone wants to learn the basics of how to take somebody down. We're going to cover 3 types of entries right now. The first one is the classic double leg with a shot. So the one we're going to be using the most often, but it's going to be the knee over the toe, all right? So slowly here, Alex is going to level change. And now he's going to notice how his left knee goes over the toe, drops to the mat, and then a trailing leg comes in and finalizes his takedown, all right? So one more time. Knee over toe, drive it in into his takedown. One more, knee over toe, drive it in, takedown. Last one, boom. That is the traditional way of shooting. Now we're going to cover another one where he's going to spin to the outside. This is great for single legs, all right, on the outside. So sometimes we'll refer to as the outside sweep single from here. Okay, so one more. So drops on the outside step and spins on an angle before he stands back up into the single leg. Last time, boom, sweep single, back upstairs. And now we're going to use the high C. So basically a high crotch. Here we're going to create an angle on the outside step, but step with the back knee and then turn the angle right away for the high crotch. All right, one more. Steps out, walks in. Again, steps out and walks it in. Last time, boom, and here. So as review, we have our knee over toe. That's our shot. Second one outside sweep single, boom. And then we have the high C step, boom, and then back in. All right, so there you have it, guys. Some basics of wrestling. Guys, these are great things to practice as solo drills. Practice these for warm-ups. Combine them for full workout sessions. We do these very often. This is great for NOGI Jiu-Jitsu and mixed martial arts fighters as well. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave us a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe, and we'll catch you
in the next video.
Take care.